All right, chapters 21, 22, 23 of the Man from Glengarry, who is, I guess what you would call, is definitely continues to be a Gary stew, very much. Oh, and they're coming to take me away, haha. They're coming to take me away, haha. If you can hear the sirens. Um, yes. Um, we'll start with the chapter where he's working for Mamie's father. But Mamie's father is trying to unload his timber concerns because, or at least certain timber concerns, for a lot of money. Except the problem is that Ronald has done a report, and the report shows that while the western side is pretty copacetic, the eastern side is not as great. Still good value, but it's not that great. And Mamie's father's like, we don't want him to see this report. You have to not tell him about it. Which Ronald, being a good and honorable man, cannot do. And indeed, the colonel, who is the one who is buying it up, comes to the thing, and through the course of the thing, he says, "No, no, I have to let you know, but it's of good value." And he says, "Well, I'm still going to buy it, and if you're ever looking for a job, you know, look me up. I'd certainly buy you." And afterwards, Ronald says, "I'm quitting because I can't work for you because you're not an honorable man." And it's like, and I'm still gonna ask your daughter to marry me. And it's like, there's no way in hell you're ever gonna marry my daughter. It's like, I love her and she will choose. And so, cuts it there. Except Mamie, who Ronald's been working hard and stuff like that. Mamie, meanwhile, has been getting more and more close to um, Lieutenant DeLacy, and indeed, he comes to the house, and his mother's like, "How dare you come into this house? I've heard what you said to my husband." Da, 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 da. And it's like, look, I love her. I love her. I've loved her for these last 7 years, ever since I saved her from the fire. I'm going to stay, and I'm going to stay. And it's like, oh, and I'm afraid she's the woman actually kind of softens because she actually does see how strong and great and true of a good guy he is. Says, I'm afraid you've come too late because she's going to marry DeLacy. I'm pretty sure that's what's being asked at the moment. And he says, and he kind of tightens, and he's like, and he's white hair, white faced, but he says, no, I'm going to wait. And he waits, and the woman goes up, mother goes upstairs, and Mamie comes in with DeLacy, and he's standing there in the drawing room with his back to the door, but you see the mirror, and they oh, kiss me now. Couldn't do it in the park. Kiss me now. And it's like, and Ronald lets out a great groan, and comes in, and Mamie's screaming. And it's like, what the hell? What's? How dare you come upon us like this, sir? And he says, like, I need to go. And he advances on Mamie, and DeLacy tries to get in the way, and he just tosses him like a little rag doll to the side, and says to Mamie, "Just remember that I loved you once, and that is it." Walks out, and that's it. And we find out that in the intervening bits, Miss Murray is coming to town for the wedding of Mamie, and stuff like that. And we hear that Ronald has gone west to British Columbia, to New Westminster, and then up into the camps of like 120 or 20 Mile House, Yale, somewhere up in Yale. Like that could be 120 Mile House. And he's thrashed the and sent away the bad men, and set up good law, good good Christian camps and stuff like that. There is a thing when he's in New Westminster. It's like there's so many, like, Indians and Chinese people around. It makes you feel like you're in a foreign country. It's like, actually, that's the guy who's writing the letter says that, or is it him quoting Ronald? I can't remember, but he's setting up stuff there, and he's sending letters back, and he's sending a letter to Kate, and saying, she's my good and trusted friend, and if I'd known, I really wish I'd realized exactly how good she was, in comparison to, implication, how good she was in comparison to flighty Mamie who threw him off. And indeed, at the end, there's a thing of like, oh, the wedding's happened. It's like, I hope, it's probably for the best. It's like, yes, it's for the best because Ronald should definitely not have gotten hooked up with her. It's like, I hope they'll be married. I hope they'll be happy. Implication being they won't be happy because they're both terrible, flighty, not solid, good Christian people. There's definitely a thing of in these passages in this book that you're either Christian and working for God and hard and all that stuff, or whatever else you're doing is ephemeral, not worthy, vapid, hollow stuff. The either or. You're either Christian, good people who are working hard, or you're vapid and stuff like that. It's that kind of a novel. But boy, it's Ronald in every case is just such a great guy. Always great guy. Lenoir, forgive him immediately. All the stuff. It's just always a great guy. He saved Mamie twice. It's just, it's it's interesting. It's interesting. It's not dramatic. It's good Christian hero doing damn fine fellow. Body like an Adonis. Great fellow. And he's at the moment he's in trouble with the company because he's paying the men too much, educating them too much, all resulting in he's attracting really good workers, and they're getting more and more logs out than any crew has ever gone before. Unfortunately, the market is such that they can't sell the logs, and they're not ripping the guys off by selling stuff at the company store for the usual 3 times its price to squeeze all the pennies out. And it's like, well, it should be honor, says the Reverend Mrs. Murray. It should be about honor, and like, you'd be degrading yourself if you're making money without honor. And it's like, okay, indeed. I can tell you that British Columbia was built on a whole bunch of guys who fucking squeezed the lifeblood out of the workers here as hard as they could and made shit tons of money. And those names are now on the street, are on all our street corners, and were controlled this province. So it's like, I will call utter bullshit on that. But this is a Christian novel, Christian universe, which the actual British Columbia was most definitely not. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.